Extraordinary Life of Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong was born in Wapakoneta, Ohio on August 5th, 1930. He was the oldest of three kids. As a child, he loved planes. Neil made planes out of wire and tissue paper. He powered the propeller with rubber bands. When the U.S. entered World War II, Neil was 11 years old. He made model planes, and they were so good that the military used them to tell good planes from bad ones. When Neil was 15, he was working at a local store. He used the money for flying lessons. He earned his pilot's license at 16. In 1947, he was accepted to study aircraft engineering at Purdue University in Indiana. In 1949, he was told that his Navy training would start early. Neil entered the Navy on February 24th, 1949. For 2 years, he drove much faster planes. Once, his plane was involved in an accident that sliced 3 feet off the jet's wing. He parachuted out. Another time, in the Korean War, he was by the mountains in Korea. He found some Koreans unarmed training. He could have shot them with his guns, but he couldn't shoot unarmed men. By 1955, Neil had earned his degree in aircraft engineering with excellent marks. There was one job for a dude who loved flying and engineering as much as Neil: NACA. So he applied for NACA to become a test pilot. Before his new job, he went back to Purdue University where he met a young lady named Janet Sheard. They got married in January 1956. Later, he started a new job at Edwards Air Force Base. Tons of stuff could go wrong. He stayed there for 7 years. In the year 1958, NACA became NASA. In the 1960s, the space race started. Yuri Gagarin from Russia was the first person to go into space. At first, Neil didn't want to apply to NASA, but he changed his mind later and sent in his application to NASA. His application came a week late. It would not have worked, but a guy who worked there, who already knew Neil, thought he would be good there, so he let it work. He had lots of tests. One test, they squirted ice-cold water into his ear. Another time, they made him sit in a dark room for hours. In 1962, he got a call. NASA accepted him as an astronaut with 8 others. They were ready to get someone on the moon. March 1966, Gemini 18 with Neil as commander blasted off. The pilot was David Scott, their first time in space. My ship, they did it. But then David Scott said, "We have serious problems here." The ship was starting to shake out of control. Neil unlocked from the unmanned ship. It was hot, not able to control the other ship. One of its thrusters was open, so the ship was spinning. They lost connection with Earth. They made it back. Not go to space for 4 years. The next time he went into space was Apollo 11. Most men to go were Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins, and Neil Armstrong. Their ship was as tall as 2 Statue of Liberties. They left on July 16, 1969. They blasted off at 9:32 a.m. Minutes later, Michael was making chicken soup. Buzz was doing zero-gravity push-ups. Neil is listening to music. About 3 days later, they were ready for touchdown. Buzz and Neil got into the Eagle. They separated. There were lots and lots of rocks in the moon, so Buzz and Neil needed to find a place to land. They found a place to land! When they were landing, they almost hit a rock, but turned before they could hit it. They landed safely. Neil was getting out. Then he said his famous quote, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Meanwhile, Michael was orbiting around the moon. They stayed there for a day. They reconnected with the other ship. They fell into the sea on Earth. They got out and a boat picked them up and took them back to America. Did you know that they were quarantined because some people thought they brought germs from the moon? He had a good rest of his life. He died in August 2012. I'm inspired by him because he never gave up. The end.